Welcome back, Canonites. Though it may be the 4th of July here in the US, it doesn't stop the release of the second issue of Halo Collateral Damage. So let's not waste any time and dive right in. The issue picks up right where we left off, with Spartan Team Blue following a group of Covenant into a mine on Alpha Corvi 2, while Insurrectionists scarred the entrance from incoming Covenant forces. Again, not unlike in the last issue, one of Whitaker's men asks why they should be holding the line for, quote, those Marines. Whitaker reiterates that this new war is one for survival, not for the Innies or the UNSC, but for humanity, and the Innies continue to hold the line. Pausing a moment, I just want to appreciate that the Innies call the Spartans Marines. It's 25-25, and even among the Insurrectionists, the term Spartan hasn't really spread around much, if at all. To these Innies, John, Fred, Kelly, and Linder are just weird-looking Marines in, as they put it, skunkworks armor. It's a minor detail, but as I've said before, minor details bring the universe to life. Anyway, in the tunnels below Black Reef, Blue Team catches up with a group of Sangheili led by a field marshal. And I just love that we get to finally see a field marshal again. John has the group activate their camo, but the Sangheili can still easily see the Spartans. Here we can see that the camouflage really is an early prototype, not quite up to what the Sangheili and possibly even spy armor later on are capable of. Anyway, their initial plan blown, Blue Team engages the Sangheili before moving on. Deep within the mine, the field marshal and tons of Covenant, mostly elites it looks like, stand at the entrance to some unknown Forerunner site. Side note, in this scene we can see one of those Covenant drones first seen in the Halo 2 Anniversary terminals. But anyway, Blue Team catches up and the fight resumes. Funny enough, one of the Zealots points out that Blue Team seem to be different from normal human forces, to which the Field Marshal responds, "We will examine them when they are dead." Perfect response. The fight breaks out, and there are some fairly interesting little moments, such as Linda noting the amount of radiation from the Covenant carbine bolts, or Fred firing his forearm blade into a Sangheili's neck. Back outside, the rebels are on their last leg, unable to hold the line. With their last jackhammer rocket and some satchel charges, Whitaker has two of his people, Franny and Miguel, destroy the entrance to the mine. The two are unfortunately killed in the blast, but so are many of the nearby Covenant forces. Back inside, water rushes in, drowning many of the Covenant, but also separating Linda from the rest of Blue Team and cutting them all off from other UNSC forces. In space, the battle is going about as well as one would expect of the UNSC, especially at this time, Commander Yao noting that she may be forced to leave Blue Team behind if things get much worse. Back on the surface, Whitaker and what remain of his forces pull back to a place called Bondi Beach, Whitaker having an idea to deal with the new wave of Covenant forces. Once again in space, things have gotten much worse. Things continue to fall apart for the UNSC, and Commander Yao orders the evacuation of any UNSC forces on the surface. Halsey pleads with the commander to hold a Pelican for Blue Team, but Yao insists that they have to focus on the lives that they know they can save. Now, I could see people perceiving this as Yao being a bit of a dick, but realistically, she's right. Blue Team is out of contact, and she can't just wait around if the Covenant is winning. Plus, we all know that Blue Team is going to be fine in the long run, so it's not like there's that much tension. The issue comes to a close with Linda finally finding a way out of the water that she's been trapped under, only to find herself face to face with a bunch of Covenant forces, including a 343 style grunt. But yeah, that wraps up issue 2 of Halo Collateral Damage. It was a good issue, even if the plot didn't really go anywhere and it was all, like before, just setting up for the final issue. I got a strong feeling from this that the Forerunner artifact is just a MacGuffin, which they often are in most of their stories, so it'll be interesting to see what the comic's endgame ends up being. Given recent developments in the Halo story, I almost feel like 343 is trying to set up for Whitaker appearing in Halo Infinite or something, but I'm probably just reading way too much into things. Speaking of Whitaker, I absolutely loved him in the first issue, and he continues to shine here, proving himself to be a man of foresight. Despite questions from his forces, he remains confident in helping Blue Team because he sees the Covenant threat for what it is. As I said last time, I really hope we can see more of Whitaker in the future, because, again, I really like him. I think I covered everything I need to with Blue Team, but once again, they were fantastic. Especially Fred's comment about the knives. Gotta love Fred and his knives. And as before, I feel that the art is beautiful. I know not everyone likes this style, but personally I do. I absolutely love it. Between it and the writing, we got another great issue despite the lack of plot progression. Next month, we'll see the end of Collateral Damage with the third and final issue. Trapped in a cave and surrounded by the Covenant, Blue Team must work together with Insurrectionist rebels to fight off the alien invaders. Outnumbered and outgunned, the Spartans must do whatever it takes to complete their mission and keep a Forerunner artifact out of Covenant hands. The cover shows the ground being upheaved as if something massive is moving or a large explosion is ripping through it. I'm still thinking the Forerunner artifact will be a MacGuffin with little direct plot relevance, but we'll see. So what did you think of this issue, and are you excited for the finale? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching as always, and until next time, this has been Halo Canon. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and if you really love me, hit that notification bell and leave a thumbs up. These both really help out the channel. I wouldn't be where I am now without your views and support, so once again, thank you. Keep on being awesome, Canonites.